We'll wait for Mavis, a new member, to log in. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Agora Singapore. I am your MC for today. The format for today is we have eight speakers. Each speaker will be given 1 minute to introduce themselves to the audience and to introduce their speech topic. Following that, they will have 7 minutes to deliver their speeches. At the 5th minute, you will see my backdrop is green color. At the 6th minute, you will see yellow. On the 7th minute, you see red. When you see red, you have 30 seconds to close your speech. Are you ready?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me admit 2 more people. Okay, the first speaker for this evening is a distinguished Toastmaster, past district director of Toastmasters in Singapore. He is none other than Dr. Ernest Chen.
Thank you, my good friend Gay Ping. Today, I'm very honored actually to give a short speech to encourage all of you to be a speaker. The World Speech Day is being held on the 15th of March every year. It started in 2015. It has been going on for the last about 7 years already. And now we have 120 countries participating simultaneously on 15th of March every year. Some cities, they do maybe 3 hours, the longest, they do 24 hours. It is a continuous speaking. But you ask me, why speaking? Nowadays, to change the world, we cannot use weapons and tanks. In fact, the voice is mightier than the sword. The voice can kill actually better, faster, and sharper than the sword. This is what happened when Adolf Hitler, he actually brought Germany to war because of the voice. Every morning, he appeared in the balcony and start psychoing the citizens and the followers to follow him because he wants to create a pure race for Germany. And people believe in him. And because of that, Germany went to war. And ultimately, the country was defeated. And poor Hitler, he had to commit suicide. Not only he already prepared a shotgun to kill himself, kill the whole family. And when the Russian soldier found the bunker they were in, they dragged him out and literally mutilated him. And that was the end of Adolf Hitler. But of course, we don't learn the dark shadows from him. We don't learn the bad evils from him. But we learn the power influence using the vocal skill, using the voice. This is where how Hitler, using the hatred techniques, applying a lot of rhetoric devices, and then people believe in him. Whereas on the contrary, Sir Winston Churchill, using his way of rallying his people to fight against Germany. And of course, he won ultimately. So Winston Churchill considered a prime minister in need of crisis, a prime minister of crisis, a prime minister of war. And during the war, he could win. You know, the paradox is that after the war, he ran the election, he thought he would win for, he lost. The whole nation got a shock. Winston Churchill saved Great Britain, and then the election, they defeated him. So they say that in peacetime, he cannot be a leader. So he can be a leader in wartime. All of us can be a speaker. I joined Toastmasters because a friend of mine who knew that I'm always in the leadership role, I always like to speak. However, I was speaking nonsense. I didn't know anything. Those are the days about 40 years ago. I could not even find any mentor until he brought me to Toastmasters, and I paid the fee, and I started learning. And this guy also became my mentor in Toastmasters, Andrew Tan. He became the Pan-Malaysian champion. But the funny part is that after he introduced me, 2 years later, he resigned. Up to today, even though he passed away, I didn't know why he resigned. He did not want to mention it. This very funny thing. So he brought his mentee into a Toastmasters, he resigned. So my dear friend, learning is a journey, not a destination. We have to continue to learn. We must invest not only the time, you invest some of the money to learn from the best mentor, to attend conferences, to listen to speakers, and observe what they do, how they influence the people, and you follow them. This is the way to learn. I've been learning for 38 years in Toastmasters. I'm still learning. I attended many conferences. I was very passionate when suddenly I discovered Toastmasters. Honestly, after 5 years, then I started. After 5 years, then I know what is a speech. Really. The first 2 years, you thought just speaking only. Sometimes you win ribbon, sometimes you don't. That's nothing. Eventually, we found out a few key factors of a good speaker. You must have a story, and the story must have a meaning. Whatever you speak, there must be a message. And you must understand the message and understand the purpose, the general purpose and the specific purpose. Then you zero in like laser focus into that. You can even see the person's heart and shoot it in. That's very important. You want to kill some people, either shoot the heart or shoot the mind. Isn't it? You shoot here and there, the person won't die. So it's called laser focus. Laser focus is very important. So by using rhetorical devices, is laser focus. Hitler knows it, Winston Churchill knows it, and even John F. Kennedy, Obama also knows the laser focus. So World Speech Day is an event that affords opportunity for people like you to come and speak on. Where you can come, 15th of March, we are holding it, physical meeting at Rotary House, Peninsula Plaza, 0633 unit. You just come before 9 o'clock. You can even WhatsApp me, say you're coming. We get a breakfast for you, and then you speak on. The guest of honor is the Member of Parliament from Tanjung Pakar GRT, John Perella. All of us get a free mask, right? That is right. John Perella is the director and the person in charge of distributing the donation mask from the Temasek Foundation. So she's the director of Temasek Foundation, and she has been the guest of honor for us for the last 6 years already. And she always say after the event, Ernest, when is the next event? I said, remember, it's always 15th of March. She said, okay, send me the detail. So every year she grades our place because she's a member of parliament for the area in the city area, YMCA, Tanjung Pakar, those areas. So it's appropriate for her to meet the people like you. All right, any one of you who like to do a physical meeting, just come and do WhatsApp me, like Rihanna is a good speaker, right? So you can just come and deliver a 5 to 7 minute speech. We don't want long-winded, not too short. Something you can talk about the social harmony, you can talk about the new harmony. See, actually the theme for this year is the new harmony. The new harmony is good. How you create a new world order to bring peace to the world. Right now, we witness the invasion of Ukraine. We witness the cruelty of the war. We witness how people politicking the event for their benefit. So this is something that you can give some solution, create a new order, call it the new harmony, where there's love and compassion can come together. No more war, no more hatred, no more distrust, no more distancing, only love and compassion. Okay, we can come together, understand one another, where the love can come. I want to build a home for the world and furnish it with love, with apple trees and honeybees and winter da. I want to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I want to hold it in my arms and give you company. I want everybody comes along, you can sing, you can dance. But important thing, understand the concept is to practice public speaking. Even though you speak something out of the way, it doesn't matter because it affords opportunity for us to speak, to be a better speaker, so that we can change the world. Back to you, Mr. Gay Bumping.
Thank you, Ernest. Yeah, a round of applause to Dr. Ernest Chan. Wow, that is most inspiring. I think you are right about this laser focus, and words can kill, words can build, and we got to learn how to use it. I think your example of Hitler and
Winston Churchill.
yeah, I think that drives home a lot of messages in my mind. Now, I think no matter how good the speech, and this is a great speech, I think there must be somewhere we can improve.
Yeah. Give me some recommendations so that I can improve further.
Okay, can I ask a volunteer, somebody to give a small present to Dr. Ernest Chan?
I will give in the last after everyone.
Okay, then Rihanna give the first.
Yeah, Rihanna.
I'm always inspired by Ernest because he speaks so well and he gives, he's so passionate about the way he speaks, even the way he tells the story. So it was really exciting. So I've got only good things to say. We'll leave all the bad to Raju. I think it was to the point, and your message was very clear about speaking and encouraging the new generation to speak. So I think that was good. Maybe a little bit more story would be nice, about maybe a personal story of how you, I mean, I know you did share a little bit, so a little bit more would be more engaging. So that's all from me. Thank you. Back over to you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I maybe I share, if you can, Ernest, next time share a little bit about the area where when you were not a good speaker at first, right? How you suffered, how you fumble, so that people can feel that, oh, I've suffered so much. And then they can contrast with, wow, what happened after you practice your public speaking for so many years, right? You can even make money from speaking and things like that. And speak not only in Singapore, in so many countries, right? So I think that will be something we can learn from.
Thank you.
I will invite Raju.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Ernest, for proving Ben Peng wrong. Now, Ben Peng, when he started, he said that here you have a person who doesn't have emotions. He's sharp, to the point, but you have proved him wrong. Because when you spoke about Hitler, the voice inflection which has come in was brilliant. And I like the opening, the weapons and pains. And then I like the way you did the circular closing, the way you opened and the way you ended, which was great. And did your thing has a message? Yes, you did inspire people to take up the speaking, whatever they are, and take it up from there. Now, having said all this, if I was doing the same thing, here is what I will do, something different. As Ben Peng said, more conflicts in the speech would actually keep the audience hooked to your speech. The conflicts, like what is your experience of public speaking? I know you're a guru in all that, but Your personal experience draws the audience much more. Can I speak? Can I not speak? So your journey would have inspired more. And the transitions I felt, you spoke about Hitler, you spoke immediately, you went to Winston Churchill. I've thought that probably a personal example and link up the Hitlers and Winston Churchill in between would have made a better organization. Now, generally, what I do when I give a speech, I will never tell the audience you do this because for sure they are not going to do it if you tell them. So, just your story and how they get inspired by it. And now, in the ending, you said, no problem. No, you have inspired them to come and speak. Even if you're not speaking well, no problem. It is like going tangent. So, going one way, each one find your voice. This is a good step to start. Something like that would have been. Overall, thank you very much. Excellent speech.
Thank you, Raju. Wow. I think you look like you are a serious contender for the World Championship for Speech Evaluation. Congratulations. Well done. Now let's see.
Please excuse me. I got another Zoom.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Ernest Chen, for coming and sharing about World Speech Day.
My
We will definitely come to support. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. Okay, who wants to be the speaker number 2? Raise your hand. Rihanna, you look so excited. Or Raju want to go next. Okay, let us have Raju. Go on. The next speaker is the World Champion of Humorous Speech Contest 2021, representing Qatar. Okay, and let us welcome Raju. 1 minute to introduce yourself and your speech, and then 7 minutes for the actual presentation.
Benpeng, can you stop the recording?
Stop the recording. Okay, hold on. I'll pause here.
No, actually, I think he meant that he wanted you to stop the timing, not the recording.
No. I stopped the timing at 7 minutes 30 seconds.
Oh, I thought
Yeah,
Mr.
but
Raju.
you didn't show me the red card.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
not
didn't
yet.
show me the red.
No, because I was so mesmerized by you. Actually, no. Actually, the timer kept on running when I'm trying to do so many things. So it's most likely I can rewind back. You stop earlier than that, before the rate. I remember. But then
I thought Mr. Raju doesn't want to recording because he doesn't want his wife listening.
No, actually,
it can be proved.
That will be evidence against him.
So
now, I find it very, very engaging, and very witty, very full of humor. So, but I want the rest of you to share your observation. You don't have to be a champion speaker to share as an audience how you react to Raju's speech. I think the first person I want to invite must be Yakobas. Yakobas, when you listen to Raju, how do you feel?
I'm happy because his speech is humorous, I think.
Can you say that again?
His speech is humorous.
His speech is humorous. Okay. No, you must tell him one area that you feel he can do differently.
Sorry?
You give him one idea how he can do it differently. To be even better, to be as good as you. What does he need to do? You have to unmute, Yakobas.
Sorry, I don't have a feedback.
Okay, fair enough. next time you don't let the old man intimidate you. You just say whatever comes to your mind. Okay, we'll invite someone else to show you. Rihanna, show Yokobas how you do it.
Okay, so I loved every moment of Raju's speech. I love his facial expression where he came close to the screen and showed his big eyes. I love the way he used some props to demonstrate, the beating of the thing. And I loved how he incorporated his personal stories into the humor. So those are really excellent speech presentation, really. And nobody can beat you at that, Raju. I'm still learning on that, right? I'm still learning on that. Yeah. So maybe the only thing is sometimes because the audience can be international, so they may not be able to understand the way you speak. So that clarity is a little bit important. We are used to you, so we know how you speak. So sometimes it's easier. If it's a fresh new audience, they may have a little bit difficulty understanding. So that's a little bit of clarity when you speak, or maybe slow down a little bit when you're speaking. That's my only comment. Thank you so much. Back over to you.
Rihanna, just one question.
Yeah.
You understood what a Baba means, right?
Yeah. Yeah. A sage. Yeah, because they were all at COVID and they didn't bother to take care of their appearance. Yeah, I understood that. Yeah.
Do you think it's better if she showed the picture of the children with the beard or mustache or something?
No, because if it takes a picture, it will take too long and it will disrupt the flow of the story. So I don't think it's necessary. Sometimes it's just people just have to get used to the different cultures, and they got to figure it out themselves. Yeah.
Okay.
So Rihanna, you feel I should slow down the speech a bit?
Some parts you can slow down a little bit, and I think there was a little clarity issue is there. Maybe it's the mic or something. That's the only thing. Other than that, it's okay. Yeah, because other than that, it's okay. Thank you.
Actually, Raju, you should have recorded the speech. Then
I'm going to do it 10 more times before I actually deliver in the contest.
Okay. I think you really have a lot of laughter point, but I want you to be effective, because if the laughter point doesn't generate laughter, then it's wasted opportunity. You do have so many, but when I look at the audience, I suspect maybe Rihanna is right that the joke may have flew over their head and they couldn't catch it. Yeah, so that would be the point. Okay, thank you, Raju. Let's see who wants to be the next speaker. Okay, so that will be Rihanna. Rihanna, let me see how to. Wait now, I should put you as spotlight. What am I doing? Who is spotlight? Okay, hold on. Replace. Okay, the next speaker, same. You got one minute to introduce your topic. Tell people what you're talking about and why is it so important to listen to you, and then 7 minutes to deliver your speech. The next speaker is none other than the founder, the principal consultant for this great training organization, the 7 Steps Coach. Let's welcome Rihanna Abdullah.
A group of frogs, an army of frogs, were actually crossing a bridge, and they came to a pasture. And then, as they were jumping and hopping and hopping and hopping, 2 frogs fell down into a hole, a bottomless pit, you may say. They both tried to jump out, jump and jump and jump and jump, but they still couldn't make themselves out because the hole was too deep. They tried and tried and tried. The other frogs stopped to watch, and they felt that it was too deep for them to get out. So they said, "Don't bother trying. It's a waste of time. Don't. It's no point. You might as well kept saying that to the two frogs. Both the frogs tried, and tried. But after a while, one of the frogs decided to give up and he stopped jumping. While the other frog kept on jumping and jumping and jumping. And the other frogs that were watching him were amazed and said, "What's wrong with you? Why don't you just stop? It's give up. It's not worth it. All that effort you're putting in, you will never make it out." But that frog somehow wasn't paying attention and he kept jumping and jumping and jumping. And finally, he jumped out of the hole. Wow. What does this tell you? You see, we all have people in our lives that tell us a lot of things. Now, when this frog came out, the other frogs asked him, "Were you not listening that, we were telling you to stop? Why did you continue?" And I said, "Oh, I thought you guys were encouraging me. That's why I kept jumping higher and higher and higher. Oh, thanks to you, I managed to get out." So you see, there are a lot of things in our life, a lot of people, a lot of talking going on. And sometimes that talk is within us. That self-talk. Don't talk about the people around us. They can discourage you with their words. They can encourage you with their words. But it's a matter of perspective, how you take it and how you look at it. So in the case of the frog, he thought the people were encouraging him. And so he decided to jump higher and higher and finally break free from that entanglement that he was in. That is something that you choose to do. You can listen to people or not. But what about that self-talk is within you? You're the one telling yourself, "You're stupid, you're useless, you can't make it. Why are you so silly? You're so clumsy." And all sorts of things on a daily basis. Do you know that you are talking to your mind, in your mind, at least 500 words of encouragement or discouragement at any one point in time? And over the course of a day, 50,000 thoughts come into your head. And what are those thoughts? Mostly they're negative. Mostly they tell you that you are silly, you're doing something wrong. That inner talk in your head. What I want to talk about today is, how do you deal with that? How do you deal with that voice between your ears that either encourage you, that build your life, or destroy your life, like what the frogs were doing to their friends in the well, in the hole? So there's a 3-step that I would like to suggest to you. Number one, and I want to call it NCC, not National Cadet Corps, but NCC. Pay attention. Number one, I want you to notice the thoughts that are coming in your head. I don't want you to tell it to stop, because when you tell it to stop, you allow it to fester in your head. So don't tell it to stop. Observe them. Notice it. And then you challenge that thought. And you said, is it true what it's saying? It's telling me that I can't do this. I can't do that presentation. Ask yourself, can you do that presentation? Have you practiced? Have you done the things that you need to do? Have you prepared? What is there stopping you? So challenge that thought and ask that thought whether it's justified to be there. If it's not, do the third C, do the second C, which is change that thought. Change it to a positive one. Change it to something that your mind can accept. Give it away in a way that, let's say, for example, the speech I'm saying, and I'm asking myself, can I do it? Can I not? Ask yourself, how many speeches have I given? How much have I practiced? Am I able to do it? Yes. Tell yourself that you can, and you'll be able to do it. So NCC, everyone. NCC. Say it with me. NCC. So you see, self-talk. All battles are won between a 6-inch space in your head, and all battles can be fought there. Before the war is won outside, you have to fight that battle within you and inside you. And I want you to start today to question your thoughts, to ask it whether it's justified to be there or whether it's not. The words that we say to ourselves and to others can build us or can destroy us. So you choose, what do you want to say to others and what are you saying to yourself? Back over to you. Thank you so much.
Wow. Thank you, Rihanna. Amazing how you can bring a story to life and then use it to deliver such a powerful message. I really enjoyed that very much. Rihanna, let me change my backdrop. Your time was 6 minutes. So very well done. I find it very engaging. I find your voice very dynamic, very powerful, very expressive. So now I invite feedback from the audience. Okay, Mavis, I'm seeing you for the first time. You are new, but I want you to share how you react to Rihanna.
Mary is a young girl.
No, Mavis. Mavis is a young girl.
Mary Azar. Oh, Mavis.
No, no.
Okay, sorry.
Mavis. Would you like to share your reaction, how you feel?
Hi everyone, I'm Mavis here. Thanks, Bumping. I was actually invited by another friend to over in this session. Okay, I think for Rihanna's speech, your speech is actually very engaging. And what happens that in Toastmaster, we always talk about engagements, clarity, how you have engaged your audience in terms of eyes and contact. So you have brought that connections because of the engagements that you have with your audience, and that's perfect. So all the more, what's more is adding on top of it is your tonality. You have some pauses and you make sure that those parts of the story that needs to be loud, that needs to be very impactful is there. So it helps people to get engaged, and you time your tones up and down to bring the audience back and settle them, because as your voice is raised, people get energized and people get very hype up where you actually pull them down into the earth in the context. So I love that idea, and I love the way that you have presented and delivered. Well done, Rihanna. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mavis. Tell us a little bit about yourself. You have some experience in public speaking already.
Yes. I'm actually used to be from Bishan Toastmaster. So in Bishan Toastmaster, I've actually served 2 years of leadership term. My last leadership term was the VPE, VP Education of the Bishan. My first leadership term was the membership. So I've learned a lot from Toastmasters, and now I'm actually sitting in Asia Professional Speaker Singapore.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mavis, for sharing your observations. I think it's very helpful. Rihanna, do you think so? Definitely. You are very blessed. Okay, who else like to contribute a little bit for Rihanna?
Raju sir.
Yeah. Definitely, I'm waiting for someone else to come in so that I don't want to repeat the points. Okay. So you asked for it. Okay.
I asked for it. What am I asking for?
Now,
No, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Rihanna, I want my words to build you as a speaker, but not destroy you as a speaker. And you are a bundle of energy, and your enthusiasm is so contagious. You know, the audience actually feel like listening to you. And I like the way in which you connected to the audience by asking them a question. You know, what would you do in this situation? You know, which is engaging the audience. And I like the acronym of NCC. You know, that's a new message which I've received, which I'm going to implement in my life. And the way you started the speech, oh my God, you know, frog, this frog, that frog, you know, it is like, better wake up and listen to what I'm saying, you know, that sort of thing. Now, having said all this, here are a few suggestions. I think you spoke about something called the bottomless pit. I don't know what it means, but I will speak to you later. And now, when you're giving the speech, you know, voice modulation is extremely important. we know that you're at this level, but sometimes to have the dramatic effect, you can just pause, just for 5 seconds. It has a wider dramatic and then, that frog when it got up, so people will understand. Sometimes non-verbal convey more than a verbal thing. And generally, facts tell, stories tell. So a personal story of yours, like gave us this hidden voice. I wanted some conflict, with a personal story, how you have evolved. That would also influence the audience further. But overall, your speeches can only build people, improve themselves, and not destroy them. Thank you very much for the excellent speech. Over to you, Benson.
Thank you, Raju. As always, very insightful, very helpful. I felt it's absolutely helpful to apply the power pause. Not only the pause, there's also another tool, the slowing down and the lowering of the pitch of your voice, right? So that will add the variety, because your voice is very powerful, very encouraging, but it's like a bullet train, very fast. So there must be a station somewhere where you slow down and stop, or maybe more than one station. So I think those feedback will indeed be very useful, not only to you, but to everyone else in the room. So thank you very much, Rihanna. Excellent speech. Dr. Halima, where are you? I think he's somewhere else. Chun Yan Kong. How do I pronounce your name? Okay.
My name is Chun Yan. Yeah, I don't expect to speak.
Show us your face. Welcome. First time I'm seeing you.
I'm a friend of Rihanna.
Friend of
So
Rihanna.
you invited me last minute. I'm not prepared.
I didn't know Rihanna got friends. I know she got a lot of enemies.
This is the second time I joined, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, welcome. Thank you very much. Okay, I think the next speaker would be Jacobus. Are you ready, Jacobus?
Yes.
You are. Okay, same thing. Jacobus, you have 1 minute if you wish to introduce yourself, introduce your speech topic and things like that. Then after that, you can begin your speech. You have 7 minutes. And the same, can you see my backdrop? 5 minutes, green, 6 minutes, yellow, 7 minutes, red. Okay, so you can use that to help you do your timing.
Yes, I can see.
Okay, excellent. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen,
for me to share screen?
let's welcome all the way from Jakarta, right? Is it Jakarta or
Yes.
Sulawesi? Jakarta. Okay, our 11-year-old genius of public speaking, Jacobus Patre.
Can I share screen?
You are sharing now.
Yes, okay. Have you ever wondered why you feel pain if your skin is broken? Or how can you heal from a virus or a bacteria? So everyone, today I want to talk about our immune system. And luckily, it's the second most complex biological system after the human brain. So it's so complex, and here is the table of cells if you want to see. There is the innate immunity cells and the adaptive immunity cells. The innate immunity cells is ready when you're born, when the adaptive immunity cells needs to be boot up first. So if you see right here, the virgin helper T cell, for example, it is a memory if you have healed from a bacteria. So let's say you are just born and just healed from a single bacteria. From that single bacteria, it makes a memory T cell, or it turns to a virgin helper T cell. So today I want to give you an example if your skin is broken. But first, how can you trust me? Because if you find another student just like me, then he will not know these cells. So I got this information from a reliable source named In a Nutshell from Europe, and it takes about 1000 hours to collect the information, not from me but from the channel. So let's start my information. First, the sky is broken by an asteroid and the aliens are ready to eat civilians. Or this is what your cells feel. If your skin is broken, then your first line of defense was broken, your skin. And it's like the sky is broken for your cells. The bacteria gets in because bacteria is always at your skin. Never in your skin there is no single bacteria. So let's get back to the map. After your cells have been infected by bacteria, then the bacteria infected, the cells scream in panic using chemicals to awaken your immune system. The first cells is macrophages. The macrophages is always flowing in your blood and currently digesting bacteria currently in your body right now. So the macrophages is always floating and waiting for chemicals to awaken. After it has chemicals from cells that scream in panic, it starts to begin eating bacteria without mercy. So if the cell is a human, then the macrophage cell is like a black rhino. You don't want to annoy them, but bacteria do annoy them. The second more things is the complement and neutrophil. The complement and neutrophil is always at your blood vessel patrolling through your body. If it smells a bacteria, then it will come out and eat the bacteria or bomb. So the neutrophils are tiny suicide bombers, while the complement is a fluid that contains antibodies that can stun or even kill a bacteria. And what causes pain in your cells if your skin is broken? First, your cells are dead, and it's the most clear. But second, your neutrophil bombs the bacteria. It's so careless that it may attack your own cells. After the neutrophil and macrophages and the complement defeated the bacteria, the first line of your defense works truly and it's correct. But if the bacteria is too strong, then your intelligence officer comes in, the dendritic cell. It takes a bacteria and covers itself with part of the bacteria. It goes to your immune headquarters using your immune highways, your lymph nodes. After it arrives in your helper T cell headquarters, it searches for a right virgin helper T cell that attacks the same bacteria that have infected your one. But how can you have a right weapon to against that enemy that have infected you? So again, this is the adaptive immunity cell, so it's already put up by your experience. After the right cell is founded, then it turns into a helper T cell, and then it activates the right B cell, and it usually takes few days, and the T cell split into two groups. The first is to search B cell, and the second is to help your first line soldiers. After the B cell, T cell, and the first line is activated, your second line of defense are on in full force after a week that the bacteria have infected your one. So now you have noticed that your immune system is so complex and there is two types of it. The first that available if you are born, and the second it's available after you have some experience on being infected. So it's so complex that it's the second most complex biological system after the human brain. And I hope you learned something from this. Thank you.
Thank you, Yokobas. Congratulations. I think you have done a lot of research, and I'm really happy to see you together with this presentation. Hold on, I'm trying to do something on my thing while I'm talking to you. Hold on, yeah. I will remove Rihanna from the spotlight. Now I have you. I'm sure you spend many hours, maybe not the 10,000 hours, but many hours to do the research. And you're very, very familiar with the immune system and how it works. Okay, now maybe I will get others to share their observation with us. I see a young lady, Maria Aspa. Maria Azza, would you like to share some feedback, Maria?
Hello, good evening. Yes, so Jacobus, I heard your speech. It was very helpful, I believe. Whatever knowledge I had about the immune system, I think my knowledge is increased more after listening to your speech. But can I give some improvement or any suggestions? Yeah, your speech was very fabulous. But if you ask my opinion, then you can be much loud and clear so that everybody gets an idea what you're talking about. Rest you were all good. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I will give a little bit feedback before I invite others. My feedback I will target for Maria Asra. Maria, I appreciate you. First time you're here, and you didn't hide when I asked you to give feedback. So that is one super plus point. Yeah, congratulations. It takes a lot of courage to give feedback to another person. Yeah, not knowing whether he will accept it or he will scold you, for example. Okay, so that's important, and important also the honesty to tell him what you feel, because it's important. If you don't get the honest feedback, he cannot improve. Okay, so that's second point. Now, what area can I give you for improvement? Okay, you use the word but, B-U-T. Can you remember? You say this is good, but blah, 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 blah. Can you remember that? Okay, try not to use the word but when you're giving feedback. Why? When you say, I learned a lot from you, I got no more thing and stuff like that, but when the speaker hear the word but, it's like, I know something bad is going to happen to me, that I've done something wrong, right? So don't use the word but. What can you use in place of but?
Yes.
Okay, use words like and you can help me understand better, or you can help me benefit more by speaking a little bit louder so that I can hear every single word you say. Right? So now you're saying, please help me, and you can help me by speaking a little bit louder, by speaking a little bit slower, for example. So that way, the speaker will not feel that there's a negative comment coming up, and he's more receptive to your feedback. Okay, so thank you very much, Maria Azza. I really appreciate you willingly to share your feedback with Jacobus. Let's invite someone else. Who else want to give a feedback to? Okay, Manya, you want to say something? Sure.
Yeah. After the another feedback, can I present my speech?
Oh, sure. You want to be the next speaker?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I invite somebody else to give feedback? Then you will be. No, I think you'll be speaker after Aaron Kwek because he has requested to be the speaker first. You can be the second speaker after Aaron Kwek has spoken. Ken?
Sure.
Okay, Benping, I will give my 2 cents recommendations to Yakubas. Yeah. Okay. What I can say is that remember that when you're giving a speech, it's like you're talking to your friends. Now ask yourself this question. Would you speak in the same way with your friends the way you gave the speech? Be as natural as possible, because we are all there to help you. So be yourself. Now, there is a great speaker in you. Like how you normally talk to your friends, the same way you have to give the speech. And second thing is, always don't use PowerPoint presentations. What will happen is the focus shifts from you to the PowerPoint. But here we are there to improve ourselves as speakers. So this is my recommendation, that try to be natural, put some story, and that way you are a great speaker. I have confidence in you that you will be a great speaker one day. Just be yourself. That's it. Thank you, Benping.
Thank you, everyone. Yakubas, you want to give any comment after receiving all this feedback? How do you feel? Wait, sorry, not yet. Yakubas, do you want to share anything?
No.
No. Okay. 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 Rihanna want to share something. Okay, sure.
Just a quick one. I just want to share. Yes, sometimes the speech. I know your speech is very scientific, so it's a lot of facts and a lot of information. So it's really good. Because the thing is, the PowerPoint, like Raju said, it can be distracting. But what is more distracting is the words are a bit small. So if you're really going to use PowerPoint, either you have because we have to follow. You were saying about all the different things that were happening, so I was trying to follow where you were saying. So if you have, like, if you're talking about that particular, I can't remember any of the words, but maybe you're talking about macrophages. So just have macrophages and that second thing. Don't have everything in one, so that people actually can focus on what you're saying, so they can actually remember what you said about that fact. So this is for like scientific stuff and things that are information, general stuff that you need to inform, and they need to know the names of so it helps them to understand your presentation better. So that's just my point. Don't have too many things, just one or two things. Let's say you're talking about that particular germ or bacteria, and then just have that on the screen, and then you can move to another screen where you have the different other thing, so that way people can follow you easily and they don't get lost in your speech. Thank you so much. That's all from me.
Thank you.
Rihanna. Thank you.
Benping, please excuse me. I have to attend another meeting.
Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate you sharing and your speech as well. Thank you, Raju. Okay, I will give a little feedback for those who feel they need the PowerPoint slide, right? Yakubas, I'll teach you a trick that is make it easier for you to use PowerPoint. Now I'll show you what I do when I conduct training. For example, I need a PowerPoint slide, but this is how I do it. For example, right? So this is a workshop that I'm conducting. Right? Can you see my backdrop? Right. So
yes.
The words are very big, and I am also quite big. Whereas when you do it, your picture is very small, and you are also very small. Okay. So then when I want to talk about the training syllabus, I have this, right? And when I talk about the methodology, I have this, for example. And you can see how I use the PowerPoint slide is very different from you. Do you know how to do it this way?
Yes, I can, but my device isn't compatible for virtual background.
Oh, not compatible.
Yes.
You are using handphone or computer?
I can use computer, but it's still not compatible.
What computer are you using? Okay, never mind. I will talk to you.
I think his the processor might not be that high. That's why it's
Yes,
causing.
professor is a bit lower from the
Okay,
requirement.
if your processor is lower or your RAM is not sufficient, you cannot do it this way. You are right about that. Okay, let's move on. I know Randy booked the time slot to speak at 8 o'clock. Aaron actually booked earlier, but he logged in late. Now, and then after that is Maya wants to speak as well. So now it's between.
Aaron, you go first lah.
Aaron, go first. Aaron,
Yes.
are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aaron, this is how it works. You were not here during the introduction. I'll tell you how it works. You have 1 minute to introduce yourself to the audience because they don't know who you are or what is your background. So you make yourself an authority on your subject. 1 minute to do that. Then you got 7 minutes to present your speech. Now, how do you keep time? If you need help, at 5 minutes, can you see my backdrop is green color?
Okay.
Okay, at 6 minutes, it will be red, yellow, sorry. 7 minutes is red. Then you got 30 seconds to wrap up.
Okay, can.
Okay, so same for Randy and same for Maya later on. Observe my backdrop if you want guide on your time utilization.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready, Aaron?
Yeah. Can I share screen? Share screen?
Yeah. Let's welcome Aaron Quay.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, basically today I'm going to talk about, can you see the new harmony? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today is not my first time talking in Agora. I would like to share something about new harmony. I wish you all to contribute to my speech today. Unfortunately, this round I will use PowerPoint. Next round I will not use PowerPoint. Right. What today's topic I'm talking about new harmony. Before that, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Aaron Quay. Aaron said with a double A. I'm a counselor, a trainer, educator, and professional. Professional means I'm an accountant by profession, some like Pan Pang, who's an accountant. So today I'm talking about new harmony. What's new harmony? We are talking about the current economy, what's happening. When you search in the Google search, new harmony is a town in USA, in Indiana. The town itself, the resident changed the American education and the scientific research. Established the first public library and also a civil Dharma club. But the most important thing, it introduced public school system open to men and women, saying that the world is equality. Now, when I search social harmony is that looking at the whole world, valuing, expressing, promoting harmony, generosity, and equity upon other people, means beside us to the rest of the world, regardless of their national origin, ethnicity, and gender. Why am I talking about harmony? Look at the world today. After COVID, 2 years, we are still lost. Some are lost, some are very lost, some are looking for survival, some are very lucky. They managed to find jobs, managed to survive over the 2 years. So what shall we do for our world? What can you do? What can we do? So I come up with PDA, plan, do, and act. What I mean by plan, roles we can play. You can be a counselor, listen with empathy. You can be an instructor, build a new generation. You can be an educator, share knowledge and abilities. You can be a professional, share knowledge and abilities. Do things systematically. Professionals, I mean. And have community, serve the people. Life journey, care for humanity. Let's go in depth. What does counselor do? A lot of people thought counselor means seeing people in cuckoo. No, it's not. Counselors help people to improve social skills, overcoming feelings and inadequacy. What I will touch on is tackling day-to-day problems. A lot of people today say, I don't want to see anybody. I don't want to let my friends know I'm sick. I'm having a problem. I'm having a relationship problem. So please see a counselor. At the moment, I'm on my journey to be a counselor, training counselor. Please see me. I offer free service for a time being. Means that you can come and contact me for 1 hour. You will get to see me what it's about in counseling. Next, instructor. We need to build a new generation of people, teacher, tutor, trainer, professor, and coach. Who are you? At the moment, I'm an instructor at secondary and primary school, training young kids at the CCA. Also helping secondary students who are having problem with the school, suspended. So I'm training a group of students, coaching them how to get back to school system. Because the system in Singapore or many countries does affect those kids that do not have the standards of education to learn. They need guidance. They're educator. Educator, I'm looking about adult learning. I think, I try, I collaborate, I learn. Very important. As adults, we also need to continuous learning. Next, we have do things systematically. What I say here is that like the whole world, you should have system. In Singapore, thanks to the government, provide us the mask, provide us the vaccination, same as other countries, there's system to keep us what? Safe and sound, live among us, be happy, not scared of the COVID, live with COVID within us and survive through. We are reliable, means the system is reliable, we can trust the system. Most importantly, are you serving people? The strength and determinants, what the common cause? What is your cause to help the people? Then most of all, your life journey. As you can see, we have family, financial growth. This is a circle of life. So what are you doing? We should care for humanity. Here, what we have here, I think some of the speakers you have seen earlier on. Randy is speaking later. Lindsay is talking about seeing, he's very helpful. Then you have Rehanna, earlier he commented, 7-step transformation process. Then you have Chun Yen, who is looking at the birth, taking care of the people who go into pregnancy. And I setting a platform called Resent, bringing people together. You're most welcome to join us. Now, we are living in the cities of urbanization. Very, very important. We are living in Singapore, 6 million people. Jakarta, same, huge city. Urbanization can be a threat to quality of life. So, same as COVID. So please, please act upon it, take care. Thank you very much. Just for information, this is my first book, my second book, my third book coming up, Create the Path You Desire. I need somebody to translate the Bahasa Indonesia and Chinese. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's very informative. You provide an avalanche of information from the global situation to the challenges we face and to your information about yourself. It's amazing. I find it very absorbing, very captivating. Okay. Actually, I was so absorbed, I forgot to time you.
Thank you.
Yes, I was just waiting for the colors to change. Nothing changed.
No, I was very absorbed and there's so much to learn. I don't want to miss anything. So I was just listening. Now is the time for feedback. Okay, Rehanna want to be the first to go. Thank you, Rehanna.
Okay, Aaron, you have a lot of information. Just a quick pointer. You speak well, and it's a good information. But sometimes we got lost with the PowerPoint. As you said, next time you're not going to use it. So there's too many words on your PowerPoint. You need to cut down. At least I think the ideal is less than 10 words. And you are reading off the slide. So that's not very effective in engaging the audience. And the message is not very clear. What do you want from us? The call to action. So that has to be a little bit clearer, that you want us to join this platform or you want us to be on board. What is the message? So that has to be a little bit clear so that people understand what you're trying to achieve from giving that speech. So that's my 2 cents worth. Other than that, it's a great speech. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Rehanna. Very good observation. Okay, who else want to share some observations with Aaron. Randy, okay. Randy next. Come.
Yes. It's actually very informative, and I think he have a kind of good flow. And I think because we're catching up with the knowledge, right? And we kind of get lost in it. Yeah. And if he can be more concise, he can be more powerful also. Yeah. Actually, sometimes it's like, less is better than more. Yeah. So in this case, I think it's like that.
Thank you.
Especially also the colors also. I think sometimes some slides too much colors also.
Okay.
Less is also more.
Thank you.
This is my 2 cents. Thank you.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, your speech, fantastic. Thank you.
Absolutely agree with Randy. I think sometimes it may be a better idea instead of one speech covering so many points, you speak many speeches, each time focus on one area.
Yeah. Treat my speech. Yeah, thank you.
So that's one thing. Let us invite others to share the observation. I want Jacobus to give some feedback. How do you feel, Jacobus?
I feel good with the presentations, and your speech is very clear also.
Okay, now I give you a test, Jacobus. Can you remember what is his message? It's very difficult, right? It's hard to remember because there's too many things. Do you think so, Jacobus? For example, if I ask you about the counselor, what is the role? Can you remember?
No.
Not easy. When he's presenting, it's very interesting. But when he's finished speaking, you cannot remember, right? Not only you, I mean, all of us will have problems. If I test you, what's the role of the different professional, for example, right? When he's speaking, you can see the slide, you know. But the moment his speech is over, all of us lost. So that's the danger of a lot of information. Why? It become not effective. Why not effective? If people cannot remember, then what are they going to do? Okay, so that is the danger of, like Randy said, a lot of information. So what I invite you to do is, for the next 6 months, every Agora meeting, you do a short presentation. Then with personal story, because the story will help people remember. Facts difficult to remember.
Okay, thank you.
If 2 months, 3 months later, you will still remember Rihanna's frog story, right? If you cannot remember anything, you still remember the frog story, and the frog story will be an anchor to don't listen to all the negative comments. When people are condemning you, you pretend you hear they're cheering you, right? So the frog story will lock in the message into the brain. But your PowerPoint slide with all the facts, very difficult to log in. Okay, so that's my feedback to you. Yeah.
So now you're locked in for 6 months, Aaron. Cannot escape.
Thank you.
Okay. So before Maya, I think Randy has booked to speak. So we let Randy speak first.
I will share screen on.
Okay.
My slides
Randy, same now. You let me know when you finish your introduction, then I start timing your speech. You got 1 minute to introduce your speech, then you got 7 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, actually, I put everything in the slides lah. So
okay.
Are
you ready? Let's welcome.
Yes, I'm ready.
Randy Tan.
Thank you, everyone. And I think this is my second or third speech with Agora. I think this is third. I think there's one that we did on face-to-face. And thank you for Rihanna for the invitation. So today I will be talking about, maybe just a bit of myself. I'm a yoga instructor. I'm also someone that is from IT background. So I'm actually in 3 different industries: IT, education, and wellness. And I've actually worked with multiple organizations, from startups to MNCs to Snapbots. So I went through different cultures. But today I'm going to cover something very different. I'm going to talk about COVID-19, and it's something that is very close to our hearts, and people around us are falling sick. So now I'm going to teach you and actually give information like how can we actually manage this going forward. All right, so I'm going to start bumping. All right. Okay, today I'm going to teach you about COVID-19. There's this thing called the long COVID and how we actually manage our health during these times. Okay, it's time to take control of your life. Okay, let's start with health. And health is very important. I know we are a very busy society in Singapore, but let's take care of it. All right. So later you can ask me why is it 28 cents per day? Okay, it's very cost effective. I will share more. All right. Okay, so today I'll be covering a few things. So there's only 4 points. Introduction to what's post-COVID conditions, what is oxygen supplementation, and how I'm actually representing Ayurveda Herbal today for this speech, talking about how we incorporated oxygen in our traditional Ayurvedic practices. And last but not least, how we actually use oxygen more effectively so that it's cost effective. Okay. So these are the things that you'll be learning. Okay, very focused. Okay, you will actually understand what's the post-COVID conditions, how it's affecting us, importance of oxygen concentration, how is supplementation, how it's going to help us in the all-round health, and at the end, how to actually enhance our health through oxygen supplementation. Give you some ideas through how we're implementing it. Okay, for wellness practitioners out in this speech today. Okay, some self-introduction. So Dr. Sangeeta is actually the partner that I'm partnering with. She had 26 years in Ayurvedic practice, cosmetologist, aromatherapist. She's a trainer and she's a MD. For myself, I'm a yoga instructor and a wellness practitioner. So based on our background, we actually very closely tied up with World Health Organization and monitoring what's happening in the COVID situation. So we have the latest information. Today I'm going to share what are the post-COVID conditions that we actually learned from WHO. Okay, so I'm going to share about the 3 most common symptoms. Okay, this is all very important. Why? Okay, because COVID-19 actually affects multiple systems in our body, right? And it can actually last from 5 months to more than a year. So this is based on their research. So there are 3 main parts of long COVID. So what happens is after 3 months, where the recovery happens, if you continue to have symptoms, these symptoms for more than 2 months, then you are considered having long COVID and can last as long as 1 year or more. All right. So fatigue, you feel very tired easily. Okay, shortness of breath. Normally the task that you do, like let's say you talk about jogging, you can jog for like 2 clicks and you don't feel anything. But nowadays, like you start to pant a lot, even walking, even doing several tasks, right? Brain fog is one of the challenges that people face. Is like they used to be able to multitask, but now very challenging to do that. Okay, so think note of these 3 if you have. Okay, I have a solution for you. All right, we talk about oxygen concentration. What are the benefits? Okay, just now we talked about the 3 symptoms. It can be resolved using oxygen supplementation. But beyond that, it's not only for COVID situations. People who are recovering from critical illnesses, let's say they stay in the hospital for a very long time, they come back for recovery. This concentrated oxygen is very important. We talk about people old age or obesity. Let's say we talk about the 3 highs. It's very important for recovery. Beauty, mental wellness, and sleeping well. This is also some of the situation that we are facing in a modern society. Most importantly, how do we deal with brain fog, like brain alertness, detox of the blood, relieve body of fatigue. Amazing, right? Okay, last but not least, I'm going to share with you how we incorporate into traditional Ayurvedic practices. Okay, so we have this thing on the right side. Okay, the one that is lying down is me. Okay, so there's this thing called the Shirodhara. We have a warm oil, and it's actually dripping on the third eye, all right, this area. And then it helps to actually relieve insomnia, stress, anxiety, headaches, okay, mental tension, loss of memory, and certain skin diseases, right? I also incorporate this with my yoga practice. So we can only do 10 to 15 minutes per time, right? But in the process, it helps to bring oxygen through your body and help you to relieve some of the conditions that you have. So it's an added benefit when you actually do yoga, added benefit when you actually do Ayurvedic Shirodhara. Okay, so to summarize, okay, for long COVID, 5 months or more than a year. So if you are having symptoms 2 months in a row, then you'll have long COVID. Okay, oxygen supplementation is not only supporting COVID-19 recovery. I mentioned it's for all-round wellness. Okay, even for beauty. Concentrated oxygen enhances traditional wellness practices, like what I shared. And it's direct, simple, and cost-effective, 28 cents per day. Okay, and this is include electricity that you use. Okay, so this is the information. So we have a website. You can scan the QR code for more information. And this is my contact number. Thank you very much. And I welcome everyone to the plaza at Beach Road. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, time taken 6 minutes 30 seconds. Well done, well done. Okay, now it's time for feedback. I'm looking for volunteers. Okay, Rihanna,
Yes,
first
Rihanna,
one. All
thank
right,
you.
man.
Okay. Right. So there's a good information, and we learned about Shirodhara and about how COVID can affect us for long periods of time. It's really good. There's a lot of information. Of course, your good point is that your slides weren't overloaded with too much words. So that's really good. But I still didn't get your message at the end of it. Is it the Shirodhara you're promoting, or is it the oxygenation machine?
Okay, that's okay. If you look at the summary that I actually mentioned, right?
Okay.
I cover a few things. Okay, maybe I'll just bring this back quickly. Okay. Because actually today's slide is actually more for education.
Right.
I would actually like to give the information, and you say that it is interesting. I'd like to find out more. So come to our office to experience it yourself.
Right? So experience the machine or experience Shirodhara?
Experience the machine first. We will
the oxygenation machine, right?
Correct, correct.
Right.
So there's two things. We are looking for people who are experiencing COVID conditions. They come to us for help. We can support them because we also have an Ayurvedic doctor with us.
Right.
We also work with Ayurvedic centers that have Shirodhara.
Right.
So so these are the two things that we are looking at. The second part is more like, okay, let's say you are doing TCM, you're doing spa, you're doing anything that is related to service, right? You can think about how to incorporate this oxygen concentrator. Why is it so important? Is because everybody is experiencing COVID. So they have all these symptoms on and off. So if you can actually serve them, you also help with customer retention. Yeah.
Okay, so now I get it. So there's two parts. One is you're providing a service to people who have COVID and to help them to enhance their ability to cope with that COVID or what they've gone through and become better and help themselves with the machine. So I think your message has to be a little bit more refined, what you want for this, for that particular, because if it's not refined, people don't know why they should contact you. Yes, you said, okay, come and see me at Beach Road, but for what? because I thought it was, because you were showing Shirodara. So that I thought I'm coming for Shirodara, you see. So sometimes it can be confusing for the audience. I mean, we are learning here today. I'm not, I'm just giving you feedback because if I can get this message, then many others may be getting that same message. So we want to be clear on what message we want to send out to the people so that you are effective in your call to action to get them to come to do what you want them to do, rather than they are confused why they are coming to see you. So that has to be very clear, because I had that same problem. It's not just you. I had that same problem, how to get people to understand what I want, because I can tell them a lot about mental wellness, but what is it that I want them to do? Come to my workshop. That's what I want. So the message has to be clear, and then it's effective. Otherwise, it's not. Thank you so much. So sorry if I've said anything wrong. Thank you.
Nothing wrong.
Yeah,
exactly
really
what
good.
we need.
Yeah, that's what we need. Thank you so much, Rihanna. Okay, I'll invite someone else to give a feedback. Who want to share feedback?
Mr. Singh, want to give
Mr.
feedback?
Singh, yeah, share something. How do you react to the speech?
Have you tried Shirodara, Mr. Singh?
No, I've not tried anything yet. I'm very young.
Yet.
Mr. Singh is very young.
I was quite mesmerized by your what do you call your talk about taking care of yourself for the sickness. Everybody is scared of COVID, but then you said not to be scared anymore. I appreciate that.
Thank you. That's actually part of our job, lah. Like, there's a lot of unknowns. How do we really pioneer this and bring this message out there that, don't need to worry, we have this oxygen have been a very essential part of our lives, but the concentrated oxygen can actually do wonders. Yeah, that's my message. Thank you.
Oh, sorry. Another thing, can I just say, I mean, at the beginning, maybe you can just ask people to breathe or and hold their breath, and then make them feel what's it like not to have oxygen or something like that. Get them to try out just an activity and feel the real need for having oxygen. Because when you have that oxygen, how does it feel to have that breath? Or, hold your breath. How does it feel? When you don't have oxygen. So every cell in your body needs that oxygen. We think we are getting it enough, but enhancing that oxygen will make you better, something like that.
Yes, actually that brings me to a very interesting fact, because we did all the research, right? There's one article that talks about, let's say if you talk about the oxygen from the whole Earth hemisphere stop for 5 minutes, you know what will happen? Yes, what will happen?
The whole world will be destroyed.
4 minutes, we'll all die.
Yeah.
It will explode.
Oh. So you should start with that. Imagine, just say, imagine the whole world's oxygen just stop for 5 minutes. Guess what will happen? And get some responses, and then say, do you know that it will explode? And then you continue with your speech. Then it makes makes people want to listen to what you want to say. Why are you talking about? We all know oxygen. We breathe in. We have plants in our house. Why? But the impact of not having that is, we want to get that into the people's head. So that would have been great. Awesome.
This is a dry run. That's a very good one. I'm getting.
So we are all learning here. So we are here to grow. That's why we are at Agora.
Yes. This will not be my first one for this. This is just a trial. I'm going to run a webinar on this. So I'm going to take all the learnings. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. We got a better idea for you. You keep on coming back to Agora to practice. Then we keep on giving you feedback.
Randy must log in for 1 year of speaking.
Okay. Anyone else want to share some feedback? Maya, Jacoba. Okay. If not, I will share one important feedback for you. Not only for you, I think it will be for Rihanna and for Aaron and for all those who have ideas to sell. Now, one of the key things is to be effective. to get the result, to get people to come to you to find out about whether it's oxygen concentrator or whatever, right? Now, in your opening, you talk about we must take control of our lives. We start with wellness, right? That is a very important part. Take control. In this case, I really want you to take control. How do you take control? Now, it is not by posting your QR code or your phone number. That one you got no control. Nobody call you, there's nothing you can do. So you got no control. Okay, so how do you take control? Aaron listen also, Rihanna listen. Now, the way to take control is like that. Okay, you can ask a simple question, right? How many of you feel wellness is very important? Raise your hand. Right? How many of you would want to do something about it to make sure that your wellness is enhanced? Raise your hand. Okay. Now, how many of you like to find out a little bit more about the oxygen concentrator and the Shirodara, right? Raise your hand. Now, why this exercise is important, I'll tell you. First is to get your audience, get used to following your instruction. Raise your hand. It's a subconscious programming of the mind, right? Now, that's the first thing. They are used to listening to you and obeying your order. Subconscious training. Second is it gives you absolute control. Where's the control? Because you observe who raised their hand, and then you contact them. That means you are in control. Now you got no control because you post the contact information. If nobody contact you, you don't know what to do. Right? So you get all the yes, 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 like Patrick V say. If you got all the yes, 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 then this yes, yes, yes momentum will get you to where you want.
Okay, so the last one, we also need to ask the question. Then we need them to break their hands also, all the way.
And then one thing always say, take a picture.
Take a
take a picture. Hands up, I'll contact you.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So
can we mute some of the participants, one thing, because it's a little bit distracting.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'm not sure who.
Pat V.
Pat V, okay. Pat V, welcome. Can you show us your face? We are very excited to want to see you.
Welcome.
Wait, where's Pat V? Did I frighten him off? I think he disappeared. He's here, but Pat V, would you like to introduce yourself? Wait, you're muted.
on mute.
You need to unmute. There you are.
Patrick, we were hearing your background of TV on the
Patrick is a champion salesman, okay? You got to learn from him.
Yes, he's a millionaire sales. I attended few of his talks. Crazy. I tell you, he plays with fire, you know.
And then you get to see it on this Friday. You get to learn from him on this Friday for free. Correct, Patrick?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. In a while, I want you to speak, but before that, I got someone lined up ready to speak all the way from India. Is that right? From India, Maya?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. First, I want to invite Maya to speak. Maya, same thing. You got 1 minute to introduce yourself. Tell us why you want to speak on whatever you want to speak on. And then you have 7 minutes to present your speech. Okay. Do you need the visual cue? 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes? Can you see me? You can now?
Yes,
okay.
I can.
Are you ready to start?
Yes, I am.
Okay. once you are finished your introduction, then you tell me, okay, now you can start timing me. Okay.
I'll go all together. Like first my introduction, then I'll start my speech.
Okay, can. So 8 minutes then. So I will time you at 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So you see, green is 6, then yellow is 7, red is 8. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let me present this young lady all the way from India, Miss Maya Azhar.
She overcame everything that was meant to destroy her. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls present here. Myself, Maria, a student of grade 8 from New Delhi, India. Today, I'm here to talk about women empowerment. Basically, I'll be talking about empowering the women and celebrating their success. There are many societies where women are discriminated against their gender. They are paid less and are not given their rights. They are bound to their culture and by family, and they can't go out. They can't establish or contact with others. The women is determined by the husband or either by their parent. They does not have the self-identity, whereas the men are considered as the bread earner of the family. They are treated inferior to the men. So, for the self-esteem and honor of the women, they must be empowered, which means giving them the basic right. Empowerment raises the status of women through education, training, raising awareness and literacy. It helps women to make her life determining decisions. When women are helped to enjoy their rights and use the resources and utilize their potentials in a particular field with the availability of the facilities, this will not only improve their status but will also help to boost the nation's development. Women's empowerment is very important for the development of the society. It enhances both the quantity and the quality of the available of the development. There is a need of full participation of both men and women for the development. Only the men will not suffice the achievement to desire the development of the nation. Our awardees today are eminent breakers who have broken glass ceilings, have pushed the frontiers of women's leadership, and have paved the path for other women and girls to follow in the footsteps and become future leaders. Someone has correctly said a woman is like a tea bag. You can't tell how strong she is until you put her into a hot water. We should include them in every opportunity so that they can give their best for the community, society, and the country. In our country, women empowerment is an issue of conversation only. In other countries, women and girls are self-dependent and they can make their own decisions and also can take their responsibility. And this is the reason for those countries to fall into the bucket of developed ones. Women can contribute to assisting the country as they are the ones who understand the true meaning of their responsibility. They perform well in almost every aspect of their life. Our country is among those which are less secure for the females. There is a need for women empowerment so that they can take a stand for their right. There are a lot of methods to empower the women. We should take part in encouraging them and girls in our society. We can allow them to take part in almost every field. I would like to tell a quote. She thinks of holding a pencil, don't let her hold a rolling pin. She thinks of wearing a school dress, don't let her wear the marriage dress. Child marriage. Do you get my point? Child marriage must be prevented for the girls, and a youth punishment should be inflicted if someone is found involved in it. The government should spread awareness among the people and encourage them to behave well with their daughters and girls. And last, I would like to conclude by giving a message to all of you that respect each and every woman, whether she's your daughter, your teacher, your wife, your mother, or she is your home taker, or your nurse, or your homemaid. do respect her in every form she is. Because giving respect is more superior by giving a love to a woman. I thank you.
Wow, amazing.
Maria, how old are you, Maria? 11?
No, I'm 12 years.
12 years. Wow.
Amazing, amazing. I'm so impressed and inspired. We pronounce the name as Maria, do we?
Yes, Maria.
Okay, super, super. You are really.
How many years have you been speaking? May I ask, Maria?
Sorry?
Who is
How
that?
many years have you been speaking? Sorry, it's me.
Okay.
How many years have you been
Actually,
speaking?
when this COVID-19 came, so I joined a club of Dr. Halima Sadia, which is hosted MLKG Club, Martin Luther King Jr. So there we are trained by one of our mentors, Rihanna ma'am. She comes frequently to mentor us, and by David Haslam. So there we are taught by how to speak confidently. We speak to change the world. So I think almost 6 months it has been I'm speaking.
Wow.
She puts us all to shame, you know.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
How many
She
hours?
puts us all to shame.
How many hours have you practiced? I think this is like, you know, you refine and refine. This is fantastic. Amazing.
This is amazing, Maria. You speak for 6 months and you speak like that. I've been speaking for 30 years. I'm not near you. You are amazing. And you are 12 years old. My goodness. I cannot imagine what you'll be doing when you are like 30 years old. You'll probably be Prime Minister of India or something.
It means a lot.
Amazing speech. Okay, feedback for Maria, please. Maybe Randy can start.
Okay. Yes, I think she did very well. And she actually used some of the terms like, you know, grass ceilings and things like that. It's like, wow, okay. She looks so young and she can, you know, really use words. And yeah, I think she have quite a good flow. And I'd like to actually hear her speak more in different styles and this. I feel that, you know, she will come here more often. And yeah, I think today's topic is very close to her heart. That's what I felt, right? And some of the experiences she actually went through, and she really actually kind of speak from her heart, told a story that connects everyone here. So I think that the energy after her speech, you know, really speaks for itself. Yeah. So amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Randy. Who else want to share some feedback? Rihanna or Jacobus? You want to share something?
No.
Okay.
I can share. Yeah. So what I really loved about her speech was she was very clear. She spoke well. The words she used, like Randy says, some really, really powerful words that got the message across. Hand gestures, expression, she used all of it. So I think really on the whole was a fantastic speech. I don't have any fault to say. I mean, it just gets better and better. And I really think she put in a lot of practice. And I think that's very, very important as speakers, that we need to practice a lot, which I'm guilty of. I don't practice much. I actually am a more impromptu speaker. So yeah, I have to learn that a lot more. So practice is very important. Really, really good job. Really awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate. I don't have anything else to say. You're just doing great, marvelous. Continue.
Yeah. Thank you, Rihanna. Thank you. I'd like to share something. Number one, your strength. Your strength is your conviction. You speak with conviction. You're speaking from your heart. You believe what you say. That's a very basic that every speaker must have. So when you speak, people can feel you're honest, you are sincere, you believe in what you're saying. And that shows from your eye contact, from your energy level, from your vocal power, right? So that's your key strength that you must take advantage. Your second strength is selection of topic. You have selected a topic which is relevant to us, in fact, relevant to the world, and important to us. Topic selection is another key strength that you have, right? Now, remember, all of us, whenever we speak, we are speaking to change the world. Exactly what you said at your closing. You don't speak to waste time and entertain people. You speak because it leads to change the world. And that's what you're doing. Now, what can you do, or how would I do if I were to present such a speech? Right? What will I do differently? Now, you are very good with facts and logic, right? Because the problem, you can define the problem very well. Women, they suffer because they are not empowered. They have problem getting recognition, education, and fair salary for their work and things like that. So facts, logic is therefore we should help empower the woman. So your facts and logic, your argument is perfect. Now, in that case, how do we improve? We improve with stronger emotional content. Okay, how do we generate? There's somebody come in with I need to mute. Okay, now you can be more effective, I feel, if you tell stories. We can understand women are suffering, but if you tell me about this woman who is denied the chance to go to school and how she has suffered for many years, that will really move our heart. We must do something. We cannot have our sisters, our neighbors suffering like that. Or you can tell the story of somebody, woman, who is forced to work very long hours for very little pay because she's a woman and she don't have a right to do anything, right? Or she's forced to get married very young and bear children against her will. You tell the story to illustrate the pain, to illustrate the suffering, to make people feel that, to make people cry, to make people touch into their heart, and they will say, you are right, Maria, we really need to do something. Okay, so you can move from a very clever speech to really changing the world. If people don't take action, you cannot change the world. Okay, so I want you to add story. I want you to use a story to make people cry, to make people feel hopeful that they can do something to change the world, and to make people actually take the next step. Because in your speech at the end, we are also wondering, what does she want? Other than informing me, what can I do after listening to her? So if you can say, do this, for example, right? And then we feel so inspired, we will take action. Then, and only then, you can change the world. If people come to listen to you and clap hands, nothing changes. Okay, so that is my feedback to you. Maybe you can provide some feedback as well. How do you feel after speaking and receiving feedback?
Can I give some feedback?
Patrick wants to give a feedback.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, Maria, for your age, you are doing excellent. Okay, I'm close to Ban Ping's age, so I'm nowhere near as well. Only thing besides what Ban Ping says, which makes a lot of sense, use stories. However, your analogy of woman as a tea bag I think that needs to change, because when you give that image in my mind, I think of use and throw. You don't want people to think that women are to be used and thrown. Choose a better analogy, something that shows strength in women, maybe something to the tune of being like Margaret Thatcher or some superwoman, or they call her Iron Woman, was it?
Iron Lady.
Iron Lady, yes. So Google it, find some better examples. Maybe even growing like bamboo, because bamboo grows, once you plant one bamboo, my God, it spreads and it grows so much that it's quite hard to chop them down and get rid of them already. So I'm not the best person to pick the example. You go and find it, because it must in your mind let people imagine something that's not to make it like a diaper. Okay, that's my only comment. Very well done. Keep it up.
Yeah, thank you, Patrick. Excellent feedback.
Thank you so much, everyone, for your valuable suggestions.
Yeah, Maria, I'm really very impressed with you. If I have half your talent, I think I will be over the moon. You are really very good. You and Jacobus both impressed me a lot. Excellent, excellent. Okay, now I want to welcome two special friends. One is Rajesh Kumar, and another one is Kostov Das. Can you switch on your video, please? Wait, where is Rajesh? Rajesh, I invite you to say a few words. Introduce yourself.
Hi, good evening all. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible, but you are not visually seen.
Not visible, audible, but not visible.
Not visible, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you cannot get everything.
Okay, introduce yourself. Well, we let the new friends know a little bit about you.
Yes, Maria, you wanted to say something? Sorry.
Sorry to disturb, but I wanted a leave because I'm having another meeting just at 6:30.
Okay,
thank you.
Sure. Thank you for coming, Maria. You must come again, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye. I hope to see you again. Bye.
Sure.
Thank you.
Back over to Raj.
Yeah, Raj, please.
Yeah, my introduction is I'm friend of Mr. Banpeng. Thank you.
Okay. Next time, I want you to speak for at least 1 minute. No, Raj is a very good friend. I met him very recently. The thing about him is he has a very big heart. Okay, he has a very big heart. He will go out of his way to do things for people. And if you can meet him one day, you must meet him, because he is, number one, very helpful, very kind, very considerate, and he's a great resource person. He took us on a trip to Botanic Gardens. More than 30 of us went, and we learned so many things in that 2.5 hours we were there. He got an encyclopedia knowledge. He even know how many orchids are there in the Botanic Garden, and the orchids are named after who and who and who, for example. And he can tell you there's a tree in Botanic Garden that's featured in your $5 notes, for example, and where to find that tree. He knows so many things about Botanic Gardens that I live in Singapore many more years than him, but I do not know, right? So he's a wonderful, not only in that area, he knows a lot of people, and he does a lot of charity work. So it's one person that you must know. If you need his contact number, Rajesh, with your permission, I will share your contact number with whoever requests. I think they should get to know you. Now, next, of course, I'm going to invite my also very dear friend, Kostov, to say a few words. Kostov, do you want to present a speech? 5 to 7 minutes.
I don't have any speech, and I really like Raj's introduction. So, can you hear me?
Not very well. You got to speak louder a bit.
It's very soft.
No, listen. Is it better now?
Much better.
Okay. No, I am saying that I really liked Raj's introduction. So my introduction, I am Banpeng's disciple.
That's copyright. You cannot use the same one, you know.
I changed it actually. Only the Banpeng is not a copyrighted.
Okay. In case you do not know, Kostov is an engineer. He's I think master's degree in management or something, and he is a globally acclaimed practitioner of data analytics. So he's a world famous. He got followers from Australia to Canada to Africa to everywhere. So if you want a good resource person, you want the most methodological person to solve problem, you must contact Kostov. He's an expert in personal data protection. He is helping the College of Family Physician. It's a quasi-government body to set up, to implement their data protection system. So if you want to know about personal data protection, example, contact Kostov. If you don't know many other things, he knows a lot of other things, but I'm just giving you one example. Okay, so that's my introduction of my friend.
Thank you, Banpeng. What a great introduction. I'm feeling humbled. And I think this is the perfect way of introducing, where you don't introduce yourself. Thank you, Rajesh.
I think after this, you must pay me 10% commission from all the business you generated. So Patrick, do you want me to introduce you? I also want 10% of your revenue. Okay. Anyone else wish to speak?
You can be.
Sorry.
You can hear me?
I can hear you. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you can deduct it off the $1 million.
Yeah. Patrick has given me a $1 million before.
US dollars, yeah. Okay, 60 seconds, yeah, just like BNI. Okay, so I used to do this for my 60 seconds for BNI. You heard, oh yes, that's my $1 million. Look at her. Rihanna, anybody? Yeah. Okay, spotlight.
Okay, show the. Okay.
It's not working very well.
Background. We could
just turn off your picture background.
Rihanna, you are now on mute.
Wow, so handsome. Okay, I used to
This is Patrick's name card. You know, he gives $1 million to people with his face on it. That's how you will never lose this card, I'm telling you.
It's not a name card, it's something that I'm using. Have all of you read the book or watched the movie called The Secret? The Secret is trying to describe the law of attraction. And what is the law of attraction? Rihanna, you want to help me out? Oh, yeah, on mute.
The law of attraction is you attract whatever you think and you dream of and you desire.
Yeah.
To attract
Okay,
everything.
so the book says thoughts are things. So if you think you have the $1 million, which I give you in your wallet, you keep it there. Each time you take out your wallet to pay money, you look at it and you think, I own $1 million, I'm a millionaire, and one day you become one. And when you become one, I'm not asking for 10%. I'm asking you to let me help you invest that and double it. How does that sound? Good. Wonderful. Okay. I hope everybody can participate. Maybe I can't hear you, but at least show me the thumbs up. Okay. Do you all want to be millionaires?
Yes, yes, yes. Can I share something? The
Sure.
powerful part is, you know, the $1 million, right? You always have access of $1 million.
Access.
Because you cannot use it. Yeah, because you cannot use it, right? It's always there. You have access of $1 million.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, it's a good idea, but I hope that by doing so, you really attract $1 million to you, if you believe it. So what your mind can conceive and believe, you can achieve. Correct? So, but for me, to do a quick 60 seconds, I used to do this. I had a previous company called Okoku. In Japanese, it means home. I'm not selling houses, I'm selling homes. So when you buy something, you live in it, you enjoy it for the next 30 years, 50 years, or the rest of your life. So in Coca-Cola have their own jingle, you know, I like to buy the world a Coke. And that always goes in my mind, especially every Christmas when they play that jingle. So I created my own jingle and here it goes, okay? Okoku is spelled as O-K-O-K-U. Now, before I do that jingle, I wonder the Chinese people or maybe the non-Chinese would have heard this jingle that goes, Gong si gong si gong si ni, hey, gong si gong si ni. Everybody heard that before?
Yes.
Anybody? Yes,
Yes.
thumbs up. 2 thumbs up. Randy, yes, thank you. So it goes like this. Okay, you realty, I help you buy property. One wrong move, you lose money. One right move, you make plenty. Hey, everybody, gong si ni. Hey, gong si ni.
Good one,
Okay,
Patrick.
so sometimes when I meet clients or friends on the street, they started singing with me and we sing along. So people will all think we are mad, but it attracts attention. And if I were to give them $1 million too and tell them how to use the law of attraction, I hope one day, 10, 20, 30, 40 years down the road, I hope to still be around and help them buy their next $1 million property and they become millionaire 2 times over. So if you want to know more, you want to get $1 million from me, see you on Friday. Is everybody here knows where this meeting is on Friday? Okada Cafe?
Yes, Okada Cafe.
No?
Okay, just register with Rihanna.
Yeah.
Okay, looking forward to that. Thank you very much. Thank you, Patrick. Good introduction. That's how it's done. Exciting. Okay, we have finished the program for today. Is there anybody else who wish to speak before we end it here? Okay, Rihanna, please.
Right. So this Saturday, I'm having a workshop 10 to 12:30. It's called The Power of Freedom. So I will send out the link. Please do join and encourage more people to join. Thank you.
No, you never asked who would like to come. Then you said
Who would like to come?
Yeah, you didn't pay attention when I teach you, right?
Okay, Patrick is coming. I'm going to mark him.
Okay.
All right. So 10 to 12:30 on online Zoom. Thank you so much.
Okay. Any other announcements? If not, then we will see you at the next meeting. Aaron, remember you got to deliver speeches for the next 6 months. And who else? Okay.
I signed contract already. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then. So thank you, everybody. We'll see you at the next meeting. And the nearest one is this Friday with Patrick. After that, Saturday with Rihanna. Okay. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Did we take a picture, Banpeng?
We didn't. It's okay. We got a video. This time we are
Okay.
better.
All right. Bye-bye.